So we're going to keep pushing forward. I realize that there's only a few of you left in this class, but we probably won't have another test. I don't think we'll get through all this stuff before next Friday, but we'll have daily lessons and assignments and things like that, so you need to keep up on your work. My goal over these next few days is to kind of just give you guys some knowledge so you're not totally unaware of things when you get to the point in your life where you need to buy them. Like maybe one of these days you'll have somebody approach you about buying a term life insurance policy and you're going to be like, oh yeah, I kind of remember something about that. I don't expect you to be like well-versed in any of this stuff, but just to kind of have some general knowledge. That's my plan. So we did that lesson on Friday about term life insurance. We're just going to kind of like brush the surface of what some other types of insurance are and how to calculate their premiums. It is very similar. You've got like an age, a gender, and then you just match up depending on what type of policy it is that you're looking for. So that's what we're going to spend most of our time doing, is just talking about what types of insurance I'm talking about. We've got 3 different kinds, and they just kind of vary in their protection. Whole life insurance is basically that. It's insurance for your entire life, your whole life. The premium, once you get it set, it doesn't change at all. So if you get these things earlier in your life, you're going to be paying less for them in the long run. If you guys were to take out a policy, say, once you turn 20, that same policy, same coverage for you is going to be way less expensive than it is for me because I'm older. There's a lot of factors. There are people that study risk factors when it comes to insurance. It's kind of a branch of mathematics called actuarial science, but like they're the ones that decide boys pay more for car insurance. They're the ones that decide men pay more for health or for life insurance. It's just they look at trends and know the predictors on whether or not this person is a good risk or not. Okay, so this whole life insurance policy, excuse me. So like you buy a $30,000 life insurance, whole life insurance policy. If something happens to you and you die, your beneficiary gets $30,000. That's how they work. Okay. Also, though, you can, at a certain point, once you meet certain criteria, you can cash that life insurance policy in and get money back out of it. I did this not too long ago with a life insurance policy my parents had on me and my sisters. They took, when we were babies, they took out insurance policies on all 3 of us because it was kind of an investment. And once we got to, I don't even remember what age I was, but they said, okay, here's this life insurance policy. You can either keep paying on it or you can cash it in. Well, my sisters and I all decided to cash it in because we were relatively young. Okay, so that cash value, you might hear that word thrown out there. That is how much that insurance policy is worth as an investment. Okay, universal life insurance. This one's kind of weird. I don't know a whole lot about it, but basically, like if your premium is, say, $25 a month and you pay $30 a month, they take the $25 off as the premium for your insurance policy, and then they put any overage you pay into a savings account. So it's kind of like a way to make sure you, first of all, you get the life insurance policy, which is nice, but then you get just a little bit of a savings account off to the side. So the more you pay on that every month, the more money that just gets squirreled away for you. Okay, that's universal. Limited payment. These aren't necessarily called limited payment. They're called paid up at, and then there's an age listed, usually 65, because that's when most people retire. Excuse me, you pay into this thing and you pay into it until you hit 65, and then you don't have to pay into it anymore, and you can just reap the benefits if something were to happen to you. So if I have one of these, I pay on it until I'm 65 years old or whatever age I set. And then once I hit that age, I'm done paying, but I still have the policy. Okay, so it's a little bit different than the other 2, but ultimately it's a life insurance policy. Okay, so what we're going to look at is calculating the annual premium. First of all, we have to figure out how many units of insurance we purchase. Those are per $1,000. So basically, we're going to do the same trick that we did on the last one. If we buy a $30,000 policy, divide that by 1,000, we're buying 30 units of insurance. And then you multiply that by the premium. Okay, it is almost exactly the term life insurance policy lesson that we did. It's just got a little extra. The table's a little bit bigger because it affords for 3 different policies. Okay, so we're only going to do a couple of these problems just to, excuse me, just to kind of look at what's going on here. Annual premiums, the limited term or the paid up at and the whole life insurance, those are annual premiums. The universal one over here, if you notice, it is slightly different and you're given the monthly premiums, but it's broken down by age, the ages over here in the left-hand column. Okay. I don't exactly know why age 55 isn't listed here on these for the limited term life. I don't know. Maybe it's because, hey, you're only going to be paying on it for a few years. It's not even worth it. I don't know. But that one doesn't have a value. So we have whole life term, whole life insurance policies, and universal insurance policies for 55. Okay. It's really straightforward. You're looking stuff up on a table. All right. So Phyllis is 25 years old. So Phyllis is 25 years old. So we're looking at a female. Excuse me. Well, Phyllis should have given that away. She wants to purchase a whole life insurance policy valued at $25,000. So we're going to take that $25,000 and divide that by 1,000 so we know how many units of insurance. And then we're going to multiply it by 746. Okay, so I did two things. I needed the female premium for whole life. Okay, this table, it's got a lot of information in it. So the two big columns, this is our limited term here, the first, the male female. The whole life is the second male female, and then for the universal life, male female premiums are the same. That's why there's only one column there. Okay, so there's a lot of information. You basically just need to make sure you're looking up the right stuff. All right, so 25,000 divided by 1,000. That's easy. That's just 25. You can do that in your head, but 746. $186.50 for this person's annual premium. I'm stressing that annual premium. The paid up at age and the whole life insurance are given as annual premium. So if you're asked for monthly, just divide that by 12. The universal part of the table is listed as monthly premiums. All right. So a 30-year-old male wants to purchase 70,000 whole life insurance. So 30-year-old male, that is his annual. Okay, so we're going to take 70,000 divided by 1,000 times 1167. So 70 times 1167. Their annual premium for this policy is $816.90. Okay, again, if the question asks for monthly, you would just divide that by 12, unless it is asking for a universal. Universal is already in monthly, so maybe it could ask for annual, and you would multiply it by 12. Okay, we're far enough into this that you guys should be able to make that conversion pretty easily, monthly to yearly and yearly to monthly. Have a good day.